WeAreArcade.com presents the Anime UK podcast with the SSRS.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りいたします。
Hi guys, welcome to Anime UK episode 2. We'll be discussing hot topics in the world of otakus, i.e. games, anime, events. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter at Anime UK Show, and of course WeAreArcade.com. So I'm Aisha from Anime Pics with my co-hosts Harriet, cosplay photographer, Alex, cosplayer, and Violet, manga artist. So let's go straight to what we're watching at the moment. Alex?
At the moment I'm watching Mondai Tachi, I think it was, anime. And it's good. It's 3 characters are invited to a little world called Little Garden to fight in a series of games. They explain from the start just like why they've been chosen. They've all got gifts. So they've all got their own special ability. And hopefully they find out through the story, the penalties for the games and things like that and, what they're actually fighting for, and they start to sort of like banner behind each other and help people out. So yeah, that's good at the moment. I'm also reading at the moment, if anyone's heard of it, One Punch Man. An artist was streaming his artwork.
Oh yeah, I've heard about him, yep.
Yeah, he was streaming it live for 72 hours. Pretty much with very few stops. He was scaring a number of his fans who asked him.
Yeah, he was literally sleeping for 4 hours?
All on live feed, and he's got a kid and a wife, so he'd disappear off the live feed to take his kid to school and such, and he'll come back on straight away and just continue drawing.
And he literally goes to sleep for what, like 4 hours?
Yeah, well he was on, someone calculated it, 72 hours the stream was on for.
Wow.
And, he coloured in, he inked, he did everything, all on that live stream. And they posted the page recently, I think. And yeah, I've been following that at the moment, but yeah, because he did all those colour pages, he's had to stop for a while to get some sleep before he continued it on.
It's like a reality show, but no smut.
Yeah, he was just, literally, there was people on the stream in England, Japan, everywhere, just sending a message, you should really have a break, get a drink, maybe have something to eat, that might be helpful.
Relieve your bowels,
Yeah, everyone was just like, yeah, we're real fans, but please don't kill yourself while trying to do these pages. But it was a fun stream as well to see an artist, a well-known one at the moment. He's Shonen Jump, I think it is, series, his #1 artist at the moment. So yeah, he's in competition with all the big shows like Bleach, Naruto, and all the ones from Shonen Jump.
All the ones that never end and should end.
Yeah, he did iShield 21. I think is the name of the series.
Yeah,
it's the same artist.
Oh, cool.
And he's doing One Punch Man, which is really funny. It's literally the whole series is in the name. It's just a poor superhero who can't do anything because every time he gets into a fight, he can destroy anyone in one punch. And he's really depressed because he wants a competition but can't find one. But yeah, that's a fun series. Anyone else got any series and shows they're watching at the moment? Harriet?
Well, I've been watching one that came out last year, but again, started watching it. It's called Zenki or Zenkai Sessho Symphogear. And again, a lot of my friends have been watching it and done cosplays from it. And it's especially one if you like Nanoha for the fighting and Mermaid Melody for the singing, because the plot of the story is about these 2 idols, one called Tsubasa and the other called Kanade, who are known as Zay Wing, and they perform concerts together. And at the beginning of the story, you see a story prior 2 years ago where they perform in front of all these people. And in the meantime, what they do fight these creatures known as the Noise. And they basically kill whoever they feel free. During the concert, the noise attack. And one girl who also becomes the main character, her name is Hibiki. And she gets attacked by the noise. Kanade and Tsubasa transform into their other forms, which are known as Symphogear, and they use music to attack the noise. And basically what happens is, it is a spoiler, because it does happen in the first episode, but Kanade is killed. Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Off the bat, she sacrifices herself to save Hibiki. And then you see two years later on, Tsubasa is a complete changed character. She was a shy girl and now she's become a total hard person, doesn't want anything to do with anyone or anything. And Hibiki is attacked by the noise. And what they do, before they transform, they sing the song. And for some reason, she has this urge to sing. What happened is that she somehow got, Kanade's powers. So now she can turn into a Symphogear as Tsubasa. Tsubasa hates this and doesn't want anything to do with her. But of course, Hibiki, being the optimistic girl, I want to fight with you kind of thing, just decides she wants to replace, Kanade. Doesn't go down too well with Tsubasa. There is a fight in there somewhere. but it's really interesting in the fact when they fight, the songs are beautiful, by the way. I do love them. During the battles. Even at the beginning of the concert, it's an amazing song.
Wait, they sing in the battle? What?
They do. As they battle, they sing to the noise, and that's how they attack them. That's how their powers somewhat get stronger.
Just reminds me of Macross, if you've seen that.
Yeah.
All the Macross series have a singer in them.
That's it. That's another example. And I've watched up to 5 episodes now. There's 13 in all, and I'm hoping there is a second season. There is rumours. If there is, I will definitely watch it. But it's a really good series if you like Macross, Nanoha, and Mermaid Melody.
I'm not used to this kind of format of random singing. To be honest, even idols are beyond me. I just don't understand what the point of them is, really. They just sing annoying songs and they just dress weird, and I don't understand why they're famous and why they have loads of money. Give me money. Don't give them money. Why? Seriously. I don't understand. Ugh, no, not enough justice in this world. Okay, Faye, what about you?
I've recently been catching up on Squid Girl. It's another slice of life anime about a girl who came from the sea, which has hair that's, I guess, like squid tentacles. And basically in the first episode you find out that she wants to take over the world or enslave humanity because they polluted her sea. And then she ends up breaking a wall in a beach hut and ends up having to work as a waitress for them.
Do you know what? I think, is there a manga of this? I think I've read the manga.
I think so.
Because she's a waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that was just random. Please carry on.
Well, no, that is the general gist of the anime. It's, she ends up, doing like shopping and eating and stuff like that.
So I think the manga is like basically her years of her being a waitress and being normal. So yeah. I had no idea there was stuff before that. There was an actual backstory. My God. Been deprived all these years. For me, I guess I looked at 2 completely different animes this time round. I saw one called Kara the Animation. Has anyone heard of this? No.
No.
Did you say Kara the Animation?
Yeah.
Yes, I know that one.
So it's the most random concept. Basically, it's like a reality show turn anime. It's about a real band called Kara, and basically it looks at every single member of the band and puts them in a ridiculous situation, like a alter ego. So the first, I don't even know how I managed to watch one full episode because the CGI intro was just so constipated. They just, I mean, it was like stickmen bobbing up and down, and I actually thought you may as well have just used them as real people turning into anime figures, which would have looked a lot better than this terrible CGI. And anyway, it then turns into anime, which I thought, well, why did they do CGI? Well, what? It wasn't even Fox generated. It's not like they were showing anything off. It just looked really shit. So you then watch this episode where you look at this one girl from the band called Gairi, and she basically is a cop in Spain. Random. And yeah, she diffuses a bomb and she puts it on herself, and you see lots of cleavage, and I don't know why I was watching it. I think it was just it was so ridiculous. I had to watch it, almost. And then I counterattacked this whole ridiculous vibe by watching something really serious afterwards. I watched Shingeki no Kyojin, which means Attack on the Titan. Has anyone heard of this one?
Yay! One of my favourites.
Okay, so that one.
I'm reading the manga.
And anime. Have you seen the anime? Or are you focusing on just on the manga?
Yeah, I didn't actually know if it was available yet or had aired, because I've been reading the manga and waiting for that.
You can see the trailer at the moment. Basically, I looked at the first manga. Alex already knows, but it's about a brother and sister who live in a world with rampaging titans who like to munch on humans. Yum! So,
lovely.
Basically they attack. You can attack them, but they regenerate, a bit like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, so they're kind of indestructible, and there's basically towns of humans who have a town covered by a wall, and then another wall, and another wall, so you've got loads of different layers of towns. Basically, the Titans just keep, rampaging all these different walls, eating loads of humans, and they try to think of all different ways, the military, to kind of sacrifice lives in order to save others, but it kind of doesn't happen. And I don't know, from my point of view, I thought the manga was a bit, for me, ugly, because I'm so used to my clamp and all sorts. It was, the faces are nice, but then when you look at the manga, there's not really much background, there's not much detail, and it's a lot of just talking and violence. And I saw the trailer for the anime, and it's complete contrast. It's so colourful, it's so beautiful, and then you're like, huh? How did you get that from the manga? There's a sky?
Yeah,
you don't
in the
manga ever. I guess it's trying to, emphasize the fact that it's a dark world and everyone's unhappy and miserable, as you are. And yeah, so those were my two animes this week. So, anyone been gaming at the moment?
I have indeed.
What have we been doing?
Bioshock Infinite.
I remember your Facebook status. Everyone's except for me. What is wrong with the world?
I've been waiting for this game since it was announced, because I do like the original Bioshock series. And when it was first announced, I was really, really looking forward to it. And anyway, I started playing it this week, and I love it. I was just so immersed in it. I think I had a 4-hour sit-in one time. Yes. It's dead on. It's basically about a man called Booker DeWitt, who has been told to basically get this girl called Elizabeth, and she is a secondary character who you discover later on in the game. There's a lot of typical moments in there that it's kind of, that's a bit risque, but I do like the way they've done it, about revolution and fighting against different powers and whatnot of politics, really. And the gameplay is beautiful. The graphics is the complete opposite to the original two Bioshocks. With the first two, you're underwater, it's all dark and mysterious and scary, and then Infinite is basically you're in the sky, called a place called Columbia. There's not much really I can say about it, but it's a really, really good game, and I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't played the first two Bioshocks, or even those who have, because it's just amazing.
See, I couldn't play the first two Bioshocks because they were underwater, and for some unknown reason, I have a really bad fear of water in video games.
I do as well.
I have it as well with open water bosses. I can't do those.
I have this complex of Sonic, as in you're swimming for too long and it goes dun 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 and then drown. That's just.
I think that's classic.
See, My boyfriend is an arse when I play water levels in any games. He'll start chanting that drowning theme, which makes
really bad.
which makes me freak out even more. And then I'll subconsciously stop breathing as well. So
What?
Wow.
And then Violet actually passes out at this point in real life. Oh dear. Does anyone remember the original Tomb Raider? You actually get trained to swim. And it's amusing because you're swimming along and she's like, be careful. If you don't go up quickly for a breath, you might drown. And suddenly, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And you're like, oh my god, where's the hole? The hole! Someone find me a hole. Yeah. Tomb Raider. I love the commentary when you're training in the tutorial. It was brilliant. I need to do that more.
They did a new version for Sonic Generations. It's even scarier.
Oh really?
Really?
It's just orchestra music, so it's violins and cellos and
Do you know what?
Just a violin going.
That makes sense. Since they did the Sonic concerts and they're a total hit, it makes sense. They should have done this years ago, really. It just suits. What about everyone else? Anyone else gaming? Alex?
Still on Rising. never going to stop playing Rising.
Still a Metal Gear whore. What about you, Violet?
I actually haven't been playing Metal Gear Solid games this week. I've been playing Far Cry 3.
When did Far Cry 3 come out?
Not too long ago. A couple of months ago?
Yeah, about maybe December, January time.
Alex, what have you been playing?
As I said, I was playing Rising, but now that you've asked me again, I have just remembered. What was I playing the other day? Yumi Nikki again. If anyone's heard of that one.
I have. I've seen walkthroughs of it.
This is in anticipation for, is it an anime or a light novel they're doing?
Not too sure, but I thought there was a game of it. I didn't realise there was a light novel or anime.
Yeah, I think they're doing it based off of the game.
That's really good.
This because of, it's gotten so popular now that they've just kind of, all the RPG, maker games are going to be out soon, have been out, sorry. And Yumi Nikki being the most popular, it's going to get a light novel. And, everyone's been announcing it online saying, they don't know how they're going to do this because the game doesn't really have much of a story. If I remember rightly, it's just, you're asleep. Here is a big open world. Find stuff. If you get to the end, you've completed the game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If they do a manga as well, that would be nice because I want to see how people interpret what story there is and see how that turns out.
See, there's been a lot of indie games like that recently that have come out, and I'm somewhat hoping that they do the same thing.
Yeah,
because there's
at the moment, like Witch's House.
Yes. Yep.
I haven't done Corpse Party yet.
Brilliant game.
Mad Father as well, which came out recently.
Mad Father. And there's a new one called The Crooked Man. That's the recent one that's just come out.
Yeah, I've noticed someone, because of, watching the, Tumblr feed of the translator who translate them into English.
Oh, okay.
He contacts the game makers, they're free anyway, and he goes, if you want, I can do an English patch, post them up on his Tumblr and say, here they're available if anyone wants to play it. Cause, he's done all the ones, Yumi Nikki, and all the patches so far, and he's just completed Mad Father in English.
Oh wow.
And I think he's doing Crooked Man next. Cause he's announced he was doing that because he gets very few games, cause he gets them via recommendation.
Okay.
And so he's been sitting there going, anyone want to recommend me any more RPG games?
I do have to say that The Crooked Man, I've watched a bit of gameplay from it, and the jump scares are really scary.
I had the problem because I went from Yumi Nikki straight to Witch's House, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that has a few good jump scares, especially at the end. I won't say what, but had nightmares.
Got me. I was like, I'm just gonna walk. Oh my dear Lord, what is that? And just like running and screaming.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go, I was just like, wow, this game's ruthless. If you make one mistake, it's just, you're dead.
I know. They're brilliant games though, I will admit. They're fantastic.
They're really good. They're kind of like Game Boy graphics, but they're really well done. The stories are brilliant. compared to like most big games as well.
This is it. You think, because most of these people, they just make it off their own thing. So, it's a shame they I don't know if they get profit from it, but...
I think Yumi Niki's getting profit at the moment because of the light novel. I don't think any others have got much.
No.
Ib has got a lot of, I think they might have got some stuff from artwork because it's quite popular for, fan artwork. So they might get something at the end.
Yeah.
At the moment.
That kind of reminds me though, we were talking about Sword Art Online last week. They've actually made a real game for it.
Oh, have they?
So you can actually do your MMO version. I've seen people play it on the PSP. So that's another one you could try if you're into your Phantasy Star Online and you're trying to find an alternative that doesn't charge. Yes, it does not charge. You can just buy the game, play it and do it online. Yeah. So guys, do we have anything, have you guys been up to anything, been to any events recently?
Haven't been to any, but there is one next week that a lot of people I know are going to, which is called GemuCon.
Alright, what's that about?
It's a brand new convention, and it's a gaming convention, which is the first, I believe, in the UK. I could be wrong, but it's basically the same as most cons. There's going to be tournaments, there's guests, there's parties, there's panels, and the masquerade as always, which is the big thing of the weekend, and just general hanging about with friends, doing cosplay shoots, making videos, the usual stuff.
I have to say it must be good because I'm having a look on the website now and the registration's shut, so it's all sold out.
I know, it literally, it's like most cons. There'll be a dip, you'll have the first 100 or so pay, and then next thing you know, boom, sold out. And that's what literally happened with GemuCon.
Wow, not bad.
To the point that loads of people say they were on waiting lists and hoping they get on.
Yeah, and this one's not even London as well.
No, it's in Nottingham.
Do you know what? Some of the best conventions are not in London, the Midland ones.
That's it. Most of them are usually outside of London, so Northampton, Coventry, Leicester was one, Kiel was another one. But they do good conventions outside of London. Not saying that MCM is not good, but if you want to have that kind of more get together with people and not say hi and bye kind of thing, cons are quite good for that.
Yeah, definitely, because it's nice to promote the independent cons because you find that they also put their heart and soul into it, and they all get different types of guests to come along. You get different types of stalls. Some of the independent stalls, who can't really come down all the way to London because they're situated like in Scotland or something. So you do get a really good variety. I was just looking myself at different cons and I came across a new one, experimental con by Tokyo Pop actually. It's called S-Con and it will be held at a local library actually. It's basically it's based in North Lincolnshire, so it's pretty random. It's in Scunthorpe, but it's done by Tokyo Pop, so it can't be, it's worth checking out if people live in the area, definitely go down. And it's free, so, someone let us know how it goes.
Especially, especially because the recons they did in the past were really good. I've been to a couple. And
have you? What were they like?
The first one I went to cosplay. I went as Yama Yugi. Very good, because that's how I met a couple of my friends, and that's actually how I met my boyfriend.
Oh, nice.
And they had quizzes, competitions, and just general hubbub kind of thing. Only lasted for a couple of hours, but they're really good things to get to know people again.
Defo. There's another one called DodgeCon, which is based at the University of Dundee. This one is a free anime convention that's held on 5 floors of the university, so that's massive. Wow, it's on a different scale. You got featured artists, tables, screenings. This is free as well. Blimey. Amazing. But talking about also ones that have passed, we were talking about loading Soho last time. I actually went to the Butler Cafe that was held last week at the Mad venue in Rupert Street, which is based in Soho, and it was an experience, I have to say. I've never actually been to a real Japanese maid or butler cafe, but I've been to now one maid and one butler cafe, and it was definitely an interesting experience. I mean, from the minute you come in, you get told your instructions. You know, you're not allowed to touch anyone, you're not allowed to take photos. Obviously, I went as press, so I took photos. And they ring a bell and they're like, now you're under the spell and you're a lord and a lady. And I was like, oh, I'm a lady. And I was like, wait a minute. I was already a lady. What? I don't know what that was supposed to, was that supposed to mean I'm on best behaviour now or something? Or I don't know.
I think it's just a cue for the butlers, probably.
Yeah.
Oh no, the butlers weren't even there. So this was the fun part. You get taken down the stairs and you're shown a line of cute guys and you're like, which one would you like to have as your butler? And it's like, oh, it's kind of almost like, I don't really want to hurt the other one's feelings. And then you get shown also an album to have a look at the butlers and pick. And then you choose your butler. They seat you. They give you the menu. Tell you what you want. Offer you assorted things. You pick what you like. And then while they're getting your order, then other butlers come to your table and play games with you. And so strange. I mean, in Japan, I understand because I actually asked one of the butlers about it. I was like, what would you say is the main differences? And he went to me, well, mainly because the people in Japan are quite shy. So for them, it's like really good socializing. You kind of go there, you chat to someone and they're friendly and you kind of have, a bit of interaction and stuff. Whereas, I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to make my tea and the butler's like, oh no, let me do it for you. And I was like, but I want to squeeze my tea out. I know how to make my tea the way I like it. And he's all like, oh, let me put the sugar in, let me start. I'm like, no, it's my tea. So, that was, I had to restrain myself from fighting over the spoon with the butler. It was, I don't know, it's just so odd. I mean, I did actually suggest, have you ever thought about doing video games, playing with them rather than, cause they were doing Jenga and I horribly lost and all my pieces fell in the butler's lap and it was just like, oh, okay. Hope you didn't hurt your crotch there. Sorry. So, I just thought maybe there's some more butler friendly games like gaming on consoles without actually physically hurting them.
Noughts and crosses.
Oh God. There was, I think in the maid cafe, the maids actually drew you, so I guess that's kind of an alternative.
Did they draw messages on your food?
Oh no, they offered me, my butler actually said, oh, would you like me to draw on your chocolate truffle? And I was like, yeah, I want something really complicated. And he was like, oh, well, maybe not complicated. I was like, oh, cat? And he was like, I'm not sure about cat. I was like, do me a cat, damn it. I want a cat. I was annoyed, he'd conned me out of my Picasso drawing. So he then drew a cat on my thing and it looked amusing. And then one of the new butlers came over saying, oh, I made you a balloon animal. And I was like, wow, what is it? And he was like, it's a snake, a rattlesnake. And I was like, wow, amazing. And then the same butler came back again saying, I made you another animal. I was like, wow, what is it this time? Can it top off the rattlesnake? Yeah, it's a worm. I was like, oh.
At least he has a sense of humour.
No, definitely. One of the experienced butlers actually made like a dog and stuff, so it was pretty cool. I think the whole point was you were supposed to see the different levels of butlers, because one of the long-lasting cast, he was actually a performer and he started dancing and stuff, so it was interesting. I don't know, would you guys be tempted to go to something like this?
I would.
Yeah. For what reasons though? Because I went purely to watch and see what it was like. I mean, would you guys just like the male, company?
With me, I've always wanted to go to a host club, and I know I don't have the money to go to a Japanese one because they can cost up to 1 million yen. So it'd be nice to have that. It'd be nice to have that sort of male attention, even if it was just that once.
Mm-hmm. I tell you that they were upset. One of the butlers, I'm telling you, was a female. I was sitting there going, you're a woman. I don't care what anyone says, you're a woman. Take that wig off. You're a woman, don't lie to me.
I'll definitely go to the next one they do.
No, it was really nice. I mean, what the shame was it had snowed heavily that day, so a lot of people didn't turn up. So I felt like I got more of an intimate experience because of that. And I know that the VIP people, you'd pay, you'd get a dessert, a hot drink, you'd get to obviously play with the butlers, and then you could also request a waltz. Now this was new. This
I think we should go as a group next time just to test this.
Especially for the waltz.
Dance on the one by one. So you then pick the butler, and there were so many lords who turned up who were like, "Oh, I want Butler Shen or Cody," and all the butlers were so embarrassed. It was just hilarious. And the females as well got all shy when they were dancing with the butlers. It was so cute. And then you could also get a checky, which is a little Polaroid photo with you and the butler or maids, and they actually design it and then write and draw pictures on it and put stickers on it, which is really cute. And then you could also request a confession letter. Now this was really weird for me. I was like, what's a confession letter? And they were like, oh, you just have to find out if you get one. I was like, I want to know what it is. But apparently it's something they do on the spot. So if you say, oh, I want a confession letter from Butler so-and-so, he will then write you something and give it to you. So I don't know if it's a drawing or they say something like, you have cool hair. I don't know. It's strange. It's interesting. You kind of almost feel embarrassed. You're like, oh, I think that's the whole point, right?
Feel like a lady.
I think, yeah.
Have a heavy crush. Yeah, that would be quite funny. Yeah, we all need to go. For Anime UK.
Test it out.
That's my vote.
Big frilly gowns, yeah.
Oh no.
Has anyone else encountered any cool events?
Just waiting for Hyper Japan at the moment.
So we're all up for Hyper.
I'm waiting for Expo.
Cosplay at the ready, guys?
It's not even finished yet.
No, I've had to cancel mine sadly, so I'm just sticking to being photographer for the weekend of Expo.
No. It's a cosplay group called the Sexy Cosplay Girls. And everything they want to do, they keep covering. And I can't even top it off, because once they do the shots up the skirts, I'm like, nah, I can't even compete with that, no. Okay, so what's hot in the news, guys?
Oh, I'm sure everybody who's on the internet has already seen this, but Kojima's actually released the trailer for Metal Gear Solid, and it's actually been proven that the Phantom Pain trailer was actually Metal Gear Solid 5, so.
I have to say, I don't think it was a trailer. I felt like it was a mini movie. It was just the longest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, my God! It's like telling me the whole life story of this game. Stop! Just stop!
I don't think it gave anything away, because if I know what Kojima's like, it's, he likes to hide stuff, so.
He likes to trick people.
He's showing off a lot, his Fox generator. He was showing off his special graphics, and then I don't know. I just felt it was all too much of a cinematic event, and at the end, the Doctor, did he not look like Mahatma Gandhi? Seriously, guys, the strangest moment, staring and going, is he trying to be, I don't know, autistic? Is there a subconscious message here? Am I reading too much into this? This trailer's gone on far too long for me.
Knowing Kojima, there's probably like a hidden something in that video.
True.
Just like a hint, like they've still kept the whale in. And I'm still sitting there, what on earth is the whale? I don't know.
I think Snake is having hallucinations. That's all I can pick up from it. Because he's been in that coma for 9 years, you're going to have hallucinations, and, you know.
Well, because I thought it might be something, because you see a guy covered in fire, don't you? Who's probably going to be a boss. So I've heard a lot of speculation saying, oh, it's like a mantis or the Sorrow from the last previous games where he just makes things appear out of nowhere. But we don't really know yet, because he hasn't, as typical Kojima, hasn't mentioned anything.
True.
He's just waiting.
The one thing I'm upset about Metal Gear Solid 5 is David Hayter isn't Snake's voice anymore.
Isn't he?
Oh, gosh.
No, he, somebody messaged him on, Twitter asking if he's gonna be, doing the role of Naked Snake again, and he said, "No, I've had a long run with Metal Gear Solid, but I'm not Snake anymore."
Basically, he got sacked.
He hasn't. I liked his voice.
I was going to say that's a shame because he was the one who somewhat made the game, and then he's been in like loads of top 5 voice actors as number 1, number 2, but still, that's just weird for him not to be in it.
It might be to do with Snake's age in this game, because they did change voice actors in 4. So if Solid Snake ever comes back, we might get David Hayter back, but...
That's true.
Other than that...
Anything else, guys?
I've got some anime news. Obviously, everyone knows Sailor Moon is being re-released this year.
Oh yeah, it's the
reboot. It is.
Actually, I don't know if I'm excited about this.
Well,
I have a bad thing.
I have heard some things. One of them is not good news. There's a slight possibility it might be delayed.
Okay, no, I can live with that. I can
That's
live
fine.
with my main qualm about it is apparently they're going to make it more sexy, and I'm just like, what is the point? They did make it sexy. Americans took it all out. You're going to make it more sexy again, and they're going to take it all out. So, what is the point? I know the manga's quite, raunchy at parts, but they're just, what are they going to do? Oh, heaven forbid, we're going to see them cuddle.
No, I just remember the story of everyone online saying, the American version, they removed a lot. Story.
Even if they were just sitting in the bathtub chatting on the phone, they removed it all. Okay, fine.
They made 2 of them, wasn't it 2 of them were, a lesbian couple. Yeah, they turned into cousins.
Yeah, that was the big
Which is even
thing.
creepier.
Oh, dude.
You haven't really hidden anything. You've just made.
No, I think they tried to make it that one of them was a guy, wasn't it?
Well,
Whereas in the book, the manga, it was explicit that she was a girl.
Yeah, Haruka. Yeah, she was it Haruka?
Yellow and blue.
One.
It's Uranus anyway. They, in the manga when you first saw her, and in the anime, you kind of thought, oh, is this a guy? Is this a girl? Even, Usagi had a crush, and Mina as well. They both had crushes on, Uranus when they first, met her. And, obviously later on you discover that in the Japanese they are lovers, and, in the American they're cousins. But, as you said, it's a normal thing. They haven't even dubbed stars yet. Because I don't think they can get over the whole guys turning into girls somewhat thing.
Oh.
Which, I don't understand, because stars...
But they approved cousins being lesbian lovers. I'm sorry, that just makes no sense at all. But it's just the cartoon. It's like Ranma, isn't it? Ranma gets splashed with water, turns into a girl, It's not the end of the world. Turns back eventually. It's fine.
Yeah.
Ugh. What about Misfits? That happened in Misfits. One of the special powers of one of the kids that gets affected by the thing, he turns into a woman on and off randomly, and then he gets pregnant as a woman. And he's like,
I've seen that.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was like, right, I need to get rid of this baby, and he ends up trying to get rid of his powers because, it's weird.
Wow.
Sailor Moon doesn't go that far though. That's the whole point.
No. I know they're going back to the beginning again.
No,
So
yeah.
Yeah, they're not carrying on from stars, which I can somewhat understand, because, they're somewhat grown up. So it's good that you're gonna have a revamp as such, but they're not, I don't know if it's with the manga or they're gonna do, as most animes do, their own thing. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind a reboot, but the thing is, I thought the original was quite good. It had like the 80s kind of glamour, the theme tune, the kind of art it was. It was perfect for that time. So obviously when they revamp it, they're going to change things, mix up a bit, but I don't know if it's really necessary. I'm a little bit apprehensive about this, because Sailor Moon is one of my favourite anime mangas, so I'm just a bit like, oh god, don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up.
I think you wouldn't be the only one on that, but I am as well, because I love Sailor Moon. That was my first shoujo. So I'm somewhat looking forward to it, but also apprehensive, thinking, please don't ruin it. Please don't.
The theme tune, I think that's the first thing everyone's going to be judging that series on.
Well, it has been confirmed that Moi, Moro's Clover Z are going to be singing the theme tune.
Okay, but will it be the original or is it something completely new?
It's something completely new.
No!
It could be good.
Okay, I'm not, not the end of the world. The first one was a bit cheesy, but...
Actually, Sailor Stars is my favourite Makanai. That's my favourite theme out of all of them. As much as I love the original theme, I do prefer Makanai because it's kind of more livelier and kind of gives more, the hairs at the back of your neck kind of thing. It's probably just me, but that's my personal opinion.
Fair enough. What about you, Alex? Have you got any news for us?
It might be a bit old news, but it's still news nonetheless. Japanese women putting adverts on their legs.
What?
as if there isn't enough places already for you to put adverts. To try and get people to look at the adverts, mostly men. Japanese ladies with very nice legs will have things stuck on their legs, so just like stickers, or they'd have something painted on. And they'd wear, like, some of them have been wearing mini skirts, obviously, and some short shorts to show off, all these adverts and all these things. And it's just another fun attempt at advertising as usual.
Do you know what? That totally work in the UK. I mean, today I was out and about around Camden and it's like almost snowing and you got girls running around in bloody mini skirts and hot pants and I'm like, are you crazy? Are you tourists? What's going on here? And then you see the men walking around in shorts and I'm like, no, clearly you must be a tourist. There's something wrong with you people.
It's spring, but it's snowing.
But then some people, just nothing stops them from, trying to be fashionable, stylish, whatever. Though this whole advertising thingy, I've heard about it like a few years ago. It was, really all the rage to have advertising on your eyelids. Have you heard this?
Yes.
Where you get they put a little stencil on your eye and they spray. It's totally harmless and, it's not dangerous to your eyes, but every time you blink, like there's an advert almost like moving, like stop motion.
Didn't they do that with the forehead a few years ago? Like this guy advertised stuff on his forehead.
There was a guy who had tattoos all over his face.
That could be it.
As advertisement, and now he's come in the news again because he's now trying to get money to pay to get them all removed. Yeah, he's now going, if whoever pays me X amount, I'll remove all the tattoos and I'll put a tattoo somewhere else. He says he can't get a job because of it now, because he's run out of space.
I wonder why.
Got trolled, that's all I can say.
Because he's now really annoyed because he's like, oh damn, I can't get a job, I've got no more room for tattoos, so I can't get any money off of that.
What's about it though? Come on, seriously.
It's just, I don't even know why someone would go that far. It's like, wouldn't it be smarter just to have like a stencil with like some semi-permanent paint on and just rub it off and then replace it with another one?
Follow the Japanese trend, man. Seriously.
Put a sticker on your forehead.
I don't know why people would go through the pain of a sponsored label on your head. That's just crazy. Like, would you literally want to have Coca-Cola stuck on your forehead for the rest of your life?
Not really.
If you want to have Pepsi.
Have you guys though heard of this, the Dragon Ball girls? This whole new sensation.
Yeah, it's just cropped up, hasn't it? They kind of, one person's doing an attack and then the other girl's, as if she's been attacked, kind of pulls back kind of thing.
Kind of like action shots.
Yeah, just without the, actual violence.
CGI.
Yeah.
No explosions used.
No one was hurt during these photos.
I'm sure with the help of YouTube we can add that in.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Sit there on Photoshop and just go, oh look, I'm just going to draw a really, really badly drawn explosion. Or just like I have a little something else behind them, just like a big banner.
It can go with your Super Saiyan fries and your popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So we'll move on to the best part of the show, the questions. So let's see what our lovely listeners have sent us in. So we have, should an anime series based on a manga be made while the manga story is still ongoing, e.g. like Claymore? And that was submitted by James Lockram.
I don't know. I mean, some of the best, some of the most popular anime that has come out is based on manga that's still being drawn as we speak. Like Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z.
Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Berserk.
I know. I think it should. I mean, it does mean you get a lot of filler, but I don't know. I can't complain about filler. I enjoy filler. So.
I'll put my hands up. I think filler's one of my favourite part of anime. I mean, as much everyone moans, oh, Naruto has so much filler. Some of my favourite episodes are the filler episodes, the ones that are about absolute crap.
Well,
Weird little animals that comes as pets. Why not? Seriously.
Seaside episodes.
Yeah, why not? Seriously. Let him have a call.
I know my favourite filler is the driving lesson one from Dragon Ball Z. It just doesn't fit in with the rest of the story, but...
Why not? It gives me a break from looking at Frieza's ugly mug. Come on, people!
And then standing still for like 2 episodes before they start to attack each other.
Yeah. Just
we must continue to...
energy. What was the other one? I was going to say another good example would be Fruits Basket for me, because Fruits Basket is still going on and on. God, 20 plus volumes. And,
I think it's finished now.
Has it finished now?
Yep, it's finished now.
But back when they released the anime, it was still ongoing, and I actually read a few bits of the manga, and then I watched the anime, and I have to say, I really liked the anime. The only downfall for me was the anime, I wish it carried on.
I know.
The books carried on. The only thing about the anime was it was vague, but it kind of kept you interested. You were waiting for the next episode to see which, animal of the zodiac you're going to meet next. And it was sad when they ended it on 24 episodes. I thought it was so popular. Everyone I knew, pretty much. I think most people I know Fruits Basket and like it and have watched it. So I was disappointed that ended. I would have loved to have seen them make more. And the voice actors they picked was spot on as well. So
yeah.
Sad time.
I didn't like the anime for Fruits Baskets. I loved the manga, didn't like the anime.
Oh, why not?
I think I got more enjoyment out of reading it rather than watching it.
The anime did jump quite a bit. Of the story.
It didn't dwell on details, and I think they changed maybe a few bits in the story, actually.
I think they changed the main part of the story. I can't remember what it is because it's so long ago. But I know... I think it's one of the guys ends up being a girl, but in the manga, in the anime, he's... I don't know.
The monkey, he's never given a gender till the episode you meet him and you're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's just true to Japanese culture. They like, giving what's it called? Trap.
Androgynous.
There's good examples of if one should be finished, going along with the anime and the manga. Full Metal Alchemist is probably the most classic example because they've made 2 separate storylines. Both are good. So one they did on their own faction and then they made a movie out of it, and then the other one they continued with the manga and then again made another movie out of it. But both series are really good. So that's the one that kind of gives you the divide in my opinion. But I think it should carry on with the manga at the same time, because I know Fairy Tail the anime has stopped now for a while. I think due to this, but I think they should do it together. So then it kind of gives you if you want to watch one or read the other kind of thing.
Yeah, but they shouldn't take breaks at the same time, because obviously then it will just leave you gagging for more, and then you just get it all at the same time. So it's a bit too much of an overload.
Yeah, I think that's the downside to it, sadly.
You just have to take breaks.
That's it.
So, we'll move on to the next question. So, this one is, after seeing the Disney Princess article on the Sun website, what do you think about cosplay's relationships with the media? Submitted by Luke Nelson.
Ooh. I'm probably the only one that hasn't been able to read the article because it doesn't actually work on my laptop.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it didn't work whatsoever. But no, speaking of cosplays in the media, they get really bad advertisement.
I have to say from personal experience. I went to an event in Croydon, Bad Apple, cosplay at Bad Apple, and
Yes.
we actually met some representatives from Take Me Out there who were trying to give us business cards going, oh, we want to do an all cosplay show about basically a cosplay guy and then maybe have cosplay girls, but we're not sure yet, and try and get him a date. And I just kind of thought, why would you do that? Just because he's into cosplay, he's not good enough to get a date. And the guy who was approaching at the actual event, he was, quite a nice specimen of a guy. And I just thought, why are you trying to make him sound like a freak?
Well, yeah, they have someone on Take Me Out as well.
He does it as a a hobby almost, form of enjoyment. And, all his friends like it and he doesn't feel, to be honest, he declined. He actually said, I'm not interested in this. I just think it's not my thing. And I thought, wow, so what was the point? You get us on the show and you ridicule us. That's lovely.
No, they did that to someone already on the show.
Pardon?
A guy actually went on the show and he was a superhero cosplayer. So, he went on and I can't remember for the life of me if he got a date, but the amount of lights, I remember nearly all the lights went out when he mentioned it.
Oh no.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of cruel.
No, this is what I'm thinking. If they did an all cosplay episode, I would expect all the girls to be cosplayers as well as the guy. So I just think it wouldn't feel so alienating towards the bloke, really, because I just think they just put us in such a bad light. Like the whole MCM scandal. Do you remember? They had reporters from Big Brother.
Yep, I remember that.
All the bad.
There was a big boycott. I know, I remember everyone saying, if anyone comes up to you and they're saying, we're from Channel 4 or Channel 5, please just go away, just ignore them because they'll ridicule you. And I think I read the article afterwards and it wasn't very good. It was basically very damning of cosplayers, if that's the one I remember. But there have been some, like the Disney girls, like I know them, they're really, really nice girls, and the article today was really good, and they've been in another magazine as well, which was also really good. So that's the emphasis we need to have on cosplayers, that we're not weird, we do this as a hobby, we enjoy it. Please don't ridicule us for it, because we could be out drinking, we could be taking drugs, whatnot. This is just something we like to do, and we're not any harm to the society, really.
We enjoy Halloween like anyone else.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just we do Halloween more times during the year than just one day a year.
I think it is because we have got, they're like with big fandoms, we have quite a lot of people that are slightly bad, where you'd have like people running around and screaming and it ends up making the rest of us look really bad in the process. Because there's always going to be bad people in anything. And I think the media kind of concentrated on the bad versions of us rather than
bad, the more kinkier, dodgier side.
Yeah, it's like with Lolitas, they get that problem as well. They're just a fashion. And everyone says, you're child play, you're catering to guys who like small children. It's like, no, they're just a fashion like anyone else.
It's a modest fashion. You can find all different versions, and to be honest, because they're covered up, I don't know why guys are looking at them anyway, so you kind of look them, they're not really seducing. If they are, fair enough, but it's not about that. The Lolita, mission is nothing to do with that. And talking about Lolitas, at the minute, they're just a bit, there's this new fad. No. New fad at the minute is all about llamas and alpacas, and at the moment, all the Lolita following are literally going to all these farms and going, alpaca petting, and it's taking it to a whole new level now. They do. I have to say that does make the certain communities look a bit out of the ordinary, but to be fair, they're not doing anything. They're not doing it in anyone's faces. They're not parading alpacas in the street. It's fine. They've gone and done it, but wow, we really are we're setting a trend, guys.
Yeah.
In all different ways. Cool. So I'm going to move on to the last question. This one's really interesting. Basically, what for the spring 2013 series, what are your anticipations? And that's submitted by Colin Wan.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, there is quite a few that are there always is that's coming out in the next year. So there's quite a long list of stuff to come out.
You said my favourite, to be honest, the reboot of Sailor Moon. So
Yeah.
that's my top number one thing that I'm waiting for. Apart from that, obviously, I mentioned before I'd been reading and I saw the trailer for Attack on the Titan, but I'm not actually looking forward to that. I think
I'm just hoping that looks good.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Alex is looking forward to that. I'm just thinking now, I'll pass on the cannibalism, thanks.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be gory.
it's gonna be gory, but it will be pretty. I can tell you that much. It will be pretty. Also, for fans of game to anime series, I saw the Tales of Vesperia, which was amazing. I unfortunately couldn't get the game because I haven't got Xbox 360, but after seeing the anime, it made me want to get it even more so. So I'm looking forward to the new Tales of Xillia, which should be coming out this year as well, and hopefully it will be true to its name and kick some ass with great story and animation. What about you guys? Violet?
I want to watch Devil Survivor 2.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say it looks a little Persona-y, but I believe it's in the same universe as Persona. So
It's Megumi?
Yeah, it's the same
Tyson?
creators, I
Something?
think. That's the
okay.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's they've done a number of games. I think like there's one I really annoyingly can't remember, but I played it before where they're all got similar art style. I think.
Yeah, it just caught my eye because it just had that sort of Persona-y sort of look and feel to it. So I really want to catch up on that when it comes out.
What about you, Alex?
Like number of people, I've got a long list, but since you mentioned Attack on Titan, there's 3 more mangas that are being made into anime, hopefully this spring. And you've got Crime Edge, a story about a boy and a girl who I think he's just got this thing for cutting hair. I cannot remember for the life of me the original story because it's been a while since I've read it. And there's Vassalord, if anyone's read that. Blood Lad as well, which are coming out. They're all being turned into anime series. Because I read the original manga, like with Attack on Titan, so looking forward to those. I've got one more series since I mentioned Psycho Pass last time.
Oh yeah.
And the guy who did Psycho Pass has got another one coming out. Susei no Galgantia? Sorry, I can't say it. And it's a mech series, by looks of things. They've only shown the trailer, and it seems to be a guy or a warrior owns a mech and he crash lands on a planet. An unknown planet. They see him as a threat. They don't know what he is. They've never seen a mech before. And it looks like it's going to be fun. If it's the guy who did Psycho Pass, it's going to have a weird story and twist in there somewhere. He's famous for everyone's quoted him as the no happy endings writer.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah, his endings are either
He's got
to
a
be
big
continued.
reputation to live up to, yeah?
Yeah, it's usually to be continued or don't hope for a happy ending for certain characters because not all of them are going to get it. So yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be good because I'm just hoping for that. And can I mention a film as well?
Go on.
Anime film Saint Onisan, which is based off of. They've already released an episode for this. It's a two anime episodes and a film, and they're based on Saint Youngmen series of manga, which is Jesus and Buddha come down to Earth as 2 young men, and it's their tales of running around in Japan.
Oh, nice. I read it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally, the anime looks a lot funnier than the manga art has caught up, but the original manga art isn't so good. But if you find the anime, only 1 episode's been released, it's actually quite funny. They want to go on holiday. And so you see them sitting there just going, where should we go? Well, we can't go to India because Buddha had a bad time there last time. We can't go anywhere where people know us. So where should we go? Let's go to Japan. You sure? There's lots of gods there. We might have to give them lots of gifts. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just visit. And it's just them. They're living in a rented apartment together. And they're trying not to anger the landlord lady because she doesn't know she doesn't understand what they are. She's really strict. They're trying to be nice, but it's funny watching like two young versions of two well-known gods just sitting there trying not to anger a tiny little old woman. And it is a good series. It's a comedy series, so yeah, I'm hoping the film turns out good.
Awesome. And what about you, Harriet?
I've got a few, same as Faye, Devil Survivor, because, I've seen a bit of the game. And also because of the Persona thing as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Actually, Persona 3, I saw a trailer today. They're actually making a movie out of the game.
Woo!
So that'll be something interesting. That'll go along with Persona 4, the series.
Yeah.
Another one, Higurashi. There's a new series, it's Higurashi, I don't know the full name, but I think it's, Kaku is the new one. I think I read it's gonna be a remake, but a few more stories to it, and, obviously there's been three seasons of it. The first one was the questions, second season was the answers, so if you were confused by the first series, watch the second one, and it answers everything. The third one, I think, was just an OVA of taking the mick out of stuff. I never watched it because I don't know, I heard bad things about it and I didn't want it to ruin what I'd already watched of the first two. So this one I'm looking forward to. And also what I said before, Symphogear, there is a rumour that there might be a season 2 out in the spring or the summer. And I have a feeling after watching the first season, when I finally get round to watching it, I will enjoy looking forward to the second season.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've come to the end of the show. So please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Anime UK Show, and of course the website wearearcade.com. Also send us questions for us to answer. We love to hear from you all. So bye until next time. Bye.
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 www.wearearcade.com. We are arcade.